Alright, back with another Coffee and Ken. No coffee today as well. Wanted to jump on. I've got an interesting conversation to have with you, the viewer, the listener. I was talking with actually a few people the last couple of weeks as school is starting to ramp up. If you're watching this, it's the end of August 2019, so whenever you see this, you see it. But there seems to be a different outlook on what is happening with post-secondary education. And I had a couple of conversations that really made me think, and I thought I should share with you and get your opinion on what your thoughts are about post-secondary education. And a couple of things that sort of hit home for me. And so I want to talk about this with you. You know, it's interesting that in 2019, we are still sending kids to school at the age of like 19. It's shocking to me. I look at from basically 19 until end of 20, when you're 28, 29, 30, character building years. You are really building the foundation of who you are as a person, your independence, how you think, everything that takes you beyond the age of 30. Really, you have that 10-year gap to shape and mold your character. You also have a little bit of independence. And I know that some of the stats today, people are living with their parents longer and longer and becoming more dependent on their parents. So there are some very interesting stats out there. But in saying all that, I want to talk about your thoughts. I'm going to share my thoughts on post-secondary education, and really, should we be shipping our kids off to school at the age of 19 or 20, or should we not? And I'm on the fence with it. I really, truly think today that university is a little bit of a waste of money. Now, hear me out. I think if you're going to become a lawyer or a doctor or a scientist or potentially a teacher, something that requires 4 years or more of university, because it's a skilled trade. When I say trade, I know it's necessarily not working with your hands, but something that requires you, I mean, if you're a doctor, you're working with your hands. If you're a lawyer, you're signing paper. Something that requires you to become an expert in your field, you should definitely go to school and get that training. The challenge that I have with it is, at the age of 19, do you really want to know, or do you really know what you want to do? Think about it for a second. When you were 19, did you know that you would be doing what you're doing today? I mean, I didn't really. I enjoyed construction, I enjoyed real estate, I enjoyed business, but I didn't know what path I was going to go down until probably 23 or 24. So I don't think it's right that we necessarily send kids off to school after high school when they have no clue what they want to do. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know, doing a bit of a poll with a majority of my friends, that a lot of them didn't end up finishing the degree that they began. They ended up switching halfway through, or even dropping out of university and maybe going to college. And I think it's a huge upward trend as we continue to instill that you should go to school out of school. I don't think we should do that. I think at the age of 19 to probably the age of 23 or 24, we should put our kids in some sort of work. They should be out understanding and building the fundamental characteristics that are going to shape their life going forward. Now, some people talk about how you're going to miss out on the social aspects and all those kinds of things. But when you're in the workforce, you still experience that. And I truly think that unless someone has a fascination with writing or being a doctor, lawyer, something like that, that we should really encourage our children to go out and work. Go out and understand and experience things that they don't want to do, so that when they look at what they want to do, they can apply that knowledge that they've gained from the experience and really go all in, go hardcore into whatever that subject is. Now, maybe going back to university. It may be going to college. You know, there's a huge lack of trades for the construction industry. Huge lack. And I know that there is just as many qualified women and men that are capable of making $50 to $100 an hour plus in the construction industry, but we don't talk about it. It doesn't get talked about. And as we evolve as a society, those are things that we are going to become and have become very short of. We have a lack of trades in the industry. And so I really truly think that someone should go out and be a general laborer for a contractor. Someone should go and work in an office. Someone, if you're thinking about doing something physical, go be a landscaper for a couple of years. Like, learn what you don't want to do so that when you really want to jump into what you do want to do, or at least you think you know what you want to do, you already have a history and you can say, I know I don't like this. I know I don't want that. I know that that's something I struggle with and it's just not my strong suit. So that's number one. Number two, I think we need to go out and have experiences. I think building character creates, you can do that through experiences. As you travel, as you go and live by, pennies on the dollar and you travel around the world or you visit another country or you move out west for a year, you bring that culture back with you. You bring those experiences and relationships that you built and things that you wouldn't normally experience, you bring that back with you, and that makes you a stronger person and builds that character that the rest of your life is impacted by. And I think that's extremely important. So having a conversation with you if you're a parent, I am not. Having that conversation if you're a teacher, having that conversation if you are a business owner, these are things we really need to think about. And I don't think there's a right answer. I really don't. And I don't necessarily think there's a wrong answer. But I think that having that conversation and building up your children's confidence to allow them to have a significant input and then impact on their life through the decisions that are made, I think that makes us better people. We're not always going to talk about real estate, but I want to have thought-provoking conversations that impact your life and my life, that we can go out and have these conversations with other people. At the end of the day, I just want to have a happier life. And I hope that you want the same things. And so as I build this video podcast up and as I share my life with you guys, I would love to get the same feedback. So if you have a comment about today's topic, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're following me on LinkedIn or Facebook, I'd love to chat with you and hear what your thoughts and your experiences are, especially on this topic. I'm very interested. Let's chat. Listen, go out and have yourself an amazing day.